The U.S. has called for calm after Iraqi government forces seized the northern city of Kirkuk and key installations from Kurdish control. State Department spokeswoman Heather Nauert urged all parties to avoid further clashes. Iraqi soldiers moved into Kirkuk 3 weeks after the Kurdistan region held a controversial independence referendum. They are aiming to retake areas under Kurdish control since Islamic State militants swept through the region. Residents of Kurdish-controlled areas, including Kirkuk, overwhelmingly backed secession from Iraq in a vote on September 25. While Kirkuk is outside Iraqi Kurdistan, Kurdish voters in the city were allowed to take part. Iraqi Prime Minister Haider al-Abadi had denounced the vote as unconstitutional. But the Kurdistan Regional Government, KRG, insisted it was legitimate. Meanwhile, reports say a militia backed by the Baghdad government has taken control of the town of Sinjar in the northwestern Nineveh province. The takeover happened without violence after Kurdish Peshmerga soldiers withdrew from the area, the reports added. Kirkuk is an oil-rich province claimed by both the Kurds and the central government. It is thought to have a Kurdish majority, but its provincial capital has large Arab and Turkmen populations. Kurdish Peshmerga forces took control of much of the province in 2014, when Islamic State, IS, militants swept across northern Iraq and the Iraq army collapsed. The Iraqi parliament asked Mr. Abadi to deploy troops to Kirkuk and other disputed areas after the referendum result was announced, but he said last week that he would accept them being governed by a joint administration and that he did not want an armed confrontation. On Sunday, his cabinet accused the KRG of deploying non-Peshmerga fighters in Kirkuk, including members of the PKK, which it said was tantamount to a declaration of war. But KRG officials denied this. In a statement on Monday, Ms. Nauert said Washington was very concerned by reports of violence around Kirkuk. We support the peaceful exercise of joint administration by the central and regional governments, consistent with the Iraqi constitution, in all disputed areas. Ms. Nauert said the U.S. was working with officials from all parties to encourage dialogue, warning that there is still much work to be done to defeat ISIS, Islamic State, in Iraq. Earlier, President Donald Trump said U.S. officials were not taking sides. We don't like the fact that they're clashing, he added. Senator John McCain, who heads the Senate Armed Services Committee, warned the Iraqi government of severe consequences if US-supplied weaponry was misused in operations against Kurdish forces. The United States provided equipment and training to the government of Iraq to fight Islamic State and secure itself from external threats, not to attack elements of one of its own regional governments, he said. Number breaking: Iraqi forces are inside the office of Najm al-Din Karim, governor of Kirkuk city. Kurdistan blockade pic.twitter.com/p3yplfmiml. End of Twitter post by @RudaEnglish.